Okay, this one is for bugercake, who wants to know how to make bouncy balls. Two ways I figured out. First one is to make the floor and walls themselves bouncy. Simply do this by adding a trigger zone and a force applier just above the surface of your thing. Set up a tag, set up the trigger zone to a specific thing. In this case, the ball is called bounce. You can make multiple ones of those. And as soon as this tag hits that zone, the emitter, which is set to push up, does just that. That's simple. Now I have copied. This thing's hard to grab. As you can see, you toss it, and it'll go that direction. That was a bad throw. But got the floor and the wall. Bam, there you go. It bounces like a rubber ball, like you're playing red ass. But this right here, 3 balls. I think that's the way you want to do it. It's more complicated. Each one has its own logic, though they're basically the same. So I've got purple, green, and red, which is the most complicated one. Got ball 1, ball 2 in green, and ball 3 in red. So as you can see, each microchip has 2 trigger zones, and they are labeled the opposite of what it is. So purple's ball 1, so it's set to trigger ball 2 at the bottom in green and ball 3 in red. Those go to an OR gate, so either or, which then go to an emitter, which is set to radial and push. That's important. Kind of like an explosion. If it touches anything, it pushes them all away. And just like the surface on the floor, it's got to be just a little bit bigger than the sphere itself. So when purple drops and hits green, it will activate its emitter, and so will green, and they'll push each other away. Oh, I forgot to turn bounce off on the floor. Actually, I don't think that affects this at all. I just turned it off in case. So, purple and green are set to a certain force. It's only 5 meters a second, I believe. But red, that was much more complicated. Bam, see? So they bounce off each other. They don't bounce off the walls. But you can just add, you can take both methods and put them together, and it'll bounce off pretty much everything. Wall, floor, and itself, right? This is the most accurate way you can do it. So you can see trigger zones for ball 1 and 2. They go to an OR gate as well, which goes to the emitter. But in this case, you've got a movement sensor, which goes to a calculator, which here is set to 5 meters a second. So lots of a number of displays that you can see. Just make sure the calculator is set to greater than, or it's not going to do anything. So in this case, drop the ball. It's set to 100 meters a second, so you can see. If it's going above a certain thing, look at that. That's as far away. Now to even make it more accurate, just add more calculators at different speeds, add more AND gates, and more force appliers at different speeds. So if you drop from really high, it'll hit the strongest force emitter, force applier, and there you have it. Simple as that.